Hello. Alright, so for people coming in for class, make sure to have something to use as a strap just in case. You could have an actual yoga strap, you can use a belt, a towel, piece of rope, whatever you have accessible. I also recommend having a block or two, be it actual yoga block or Tupperware boxes, stacks of books, whatever you have accessible. Just gonna give people a few more minutes to come in for class. No. Alright. Just gonna give people a couple more minutes to join for class. As usual, I recommend having something to use as a strap, be it an actual yoga strap, a towel, a piece of rope, a belt. If you use a belt, I recommend a cloth belt. I also recommend having something to use for blocks, either actual yoga blocks, stacks of books, boxes, Tupperware, whatever you have accessible. And if anyone has anything they want to focus on today, please feel free to put it as a comment, and I will do what I can to work it in. Alright, what do we got? Hey Kai, Chad, and Blitzkrieg, thank you for joining. Just going to give people another minute or two to come in for class. And again, if anyone has anything they want to focus on, please feel free to put it as a comment, and I will try to work something in for it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's come to the back of the mat. Spread your knees out nice and wide, coming to child's pose. So knees wide, tops your feet down, big toes to touch. Melt your hips down to your heels, and then walk your hands forward. Bring your forehead down to the mat. And for whatever reason your forehead doesn't reach the mat, you can always take a block or whatever you're using as a block to bring your forehead to that. Just bring your forehead to something physical. Take a few nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take a deep breath in and out. Continue your breath at your pace. As you inhale, let your belly expand down towards the earth. As you exhale, let your belly retract up to your spine. Let's start to take a body scan. Bring your awareness starting at your fingertips, working the way up the fingers, to the hands, the wrist, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders, just letting your arms completely relax down to the earth. Then bring your awareness up your neck, to the back of your head, crown, forehead, face, mouth, and jaw. Let all of this just relax a little bit. Maybe even rock your head side to side slightly on your block or on the ground so that your forehead gets a little bit of massage work here. Just bringing some energy to this area. Then bring your awareness back down your neck, down your back, down your upper, middle, and lower back. Try to let every single muscle in your back go. Bring your awareness to your front, to your chest, your abdomen. Relax this as much as you can, allowing for a better flow of breath. And then bring your awareness down to your hips, your glutes, your inner thighs. If your hips are feeling a little tight, maybe bring your knees a little closer together. If they're feeling a little more open, maybe spread your knees a little wider. And then bring your awareness down your thighs, to your knees, shins and calves, ankles, feet, down to your toes. Just sweep your awareness through your whole body. Try to let the whole thing relax as much as you can. 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, rise up to tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly down, turn your gaze up to the sky. Arch your tail up. And then exhale, cat pose. Arch your back up towards the sky. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Bring your nose towards your belly button. Inhale, cow. Drop the belly down. Draw your shoulder blades together and down your back. And exhale, cat. Separate your shoulders from one another. 3 more rounds of cat and cow on your own. And when you're finished, come back to a neutral tabletop. Make your way back to a neutral tabletop. We're going to bring your hands, rotate them to the sides. So your left fingers point left, right fingers point right. Rotate the eye of your elbow towards one another, and just gently start to rock side to side. Start to gently wake up the wrists and forearms. And then come back to center. Rotate your fingers back towards your knees. If your fingers stop like 45 degrees back or so, that's totally fine. Pick one side to start with. So we'll start with the left, for instance. Bring your left elbow back towards your left fingertips. Come back forward, and then right elbow to right fingertips. Inhale, center. Exhale, left to left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right to right. For those who are able to get your fingers all the way back pointed to your knees, gently rock back and forward, back and forward. Couple more rounds. Alright, make your way back to center and rotate your fingers back forward. Walk your hands closer to your knees so most of your weight's in your lower body. Bring the backs of your hands down to the earth. Bend the elbows. Create fists with your hands and then slide your fists together. So you have nice tight fists in with your hands, ring side of your knuckles together, backs of your hands on the ground, elbows bent. Inhale. Exhale, start to straighten the arms. Maintain your fist to stretch the back of your wrist and forearms. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. Rotate your fingers back forward. Come to a seat on your heels. You can either just have your toes tucked and glutes on your heels. You can also take a block to place it between your heels and your glute if you need a taller seat. So find your positioning that's comfortable for you. And if this is too much on your feet, you can always come to a cross-legged position or take a block and bring it underneath your knees. There are many variations. Find what works for you, what's comfortable in your body. Just going to take a couple neck rolls here. With your gaze facing forward, hands on your thighs, knees fairly wide for stability. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Then roll your neck forward, bring chin to chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. And then back up to center. Switch directions. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. And inhale, up. Exhale, left to left. Chin to chest. Inhale, right to right. And then center. Exhale, right to right. Chin to chest. Inhale, left to left. Center. 1 more round. Exhale, left to left. Chin to chest. Inhale, right to right. Center. Exhale, right to right. Chin to chest. Inhale, left to left. And center. Bring your arms out to a T. We're going to cross the left arm underneath the right. Cross at the elbows. You can either take a bear hug or go for full arm wrap, arm bind. For those who are more practiced in yoga, this is an eagle arm bind. We haven't done eagle pose in these classes yet. Perhaps we'll get there later today. Send your arms away from you. Leave your torso behind. Feel a stretch between your shoulder blades. Inhale. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Untuck your tail a bit. Still pulling the elbows away from you to move the stretch in the lower shoulder blade. And then exhale. Bring your chin to chest, curl and round. Bring your elbows down towards your belly button. Feel a stretch in your upper shoulder blade as you push the arms away from you. Inhale, rise back up. And exhale, curl and round. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And exhale, curl and round. This also works if you took the bear hug. Still send the arms away from you. 1 more round. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And exhale, curl and round. All right. Uncross the arms. Maybe take a couple shoulder rolls. Bring your arms back out to a T. Bring the right arm underneath the left. Again, you can either take a bear hug and go through the same motion with the bear hug, or go for the full arm bind. Start with your elbows at shoulder height. Send the arms away from you. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Lift the arms, still pulling forward. And exhale, curl and round. Chin to chest, elbow to belly button. Tuck the tailbone underneath you. So we're basically doing some cat-cows here. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. With an arm bind to stretch the upper back. And exhale, curl and round. 2 more. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale, lift up, arms up, and exhale, elbows to belly button. Come back up, take a couple of shoulder rolls once more, maybe go the other direction, and then walk your hands forward back to tabletop. Shift your weight to your left palm, inhale your right hand up high. And then exhale, thread the needle, bring your right arm underneath your left, bend your left elbow as much as you need, bring your right ear and right shoulder to the ground. Feel free to leave this passive. Your right arm just relaxes down on the ground. Left elbow can stack above your left wrist. To make this active, press your left hand into the earth to increase the twist of your spine. One more deep breath in and out. Inhale the right hand back up to the sky and exhale it down. Shift your weight to your right palm. Inhale your left hand up high and exhale, thread the needle. Bend your right elbow as much as you need to bring your right shoulder and ear down to the ground as you thread your left arm underneath your right. Again, option leave this passive. If you made it active on the other side, press your hand into the ground to increase the twist of your spine. One more deep breath in and out. Inhale your left hand back up to the sky and exhale it down. Wiggle the body a little bit if you need. Loosen up the back a little bit more. From a neutral tabletop, walk your hand print forward, one hand. Walk your hand forward, one hand print. There we go. Tuck your toes underneath you and exhale downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg. Feel a stretch in your right calf, maybe hamstring, while you send your chest to your thighs. The balls of both feet stay on the ground. All that's changing is the bend in your knee. Switch your legs to stretch the back of your legs. All that's changing is the bend in your knee. Switch your legs. So what we're doing is we're having a nice slow walk in place just to warm up the calves and hamstrings, start to prep for the next 50 minutes or so. And switch. And switch. Send both heels down towards the earth. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Press your chest toward your thighs and then your thighs for the back wall. If you find you have a curve in your spine here, bend your knees a bit to find a flatter back to remove some stretch from your hamstrings. This is your down dog. We'll be here many times in our class. This is our home base. So feel free to come back, or we will be back here multiple times. Try to remember this sensation and come back to it. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Walk your feet behind your wrists. Feet remain shoulder width distance. It is a standing forward fold, but your knees are generously bent so your low belly can rest on your thighs. We'll start with your arms and hands dangling. You can feel free to stay here. Crown of your head just dripping down toward the earth. Option also for a low back stretch to grab opposite arms, creating a box shape with your arms. So your right hand grabs your left elbow, left hand grabs your right elbow. Let your arms and head just still remain heavy, and then from the low back, start to sway your torso side to side. Your chest basically faces the back wall the entire time. You're not twisting. You're not moving your arms. They're just dangling. Sway side to side. Think of it as your torso going tick and tock, like the pendulum of a grandfather clock, where your hips and legs are the clock's base. Come back to center. Relax your hands down to the earth. Bend your knees slightly more. Let your head remain heavy. Slowly rise up to a stand. Your head remains heavy until you reach the top. Draw your hands together, heart center, close your eyes. Exhale all your air. Inhale through your nose, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Bring to your mind whatever intention you wish to set today for the next 50 minutes or so. What energy you want to cultivate. This could be for yourself, for someone you know and love, a community. This could just be working with a philosophy. Whatever intention you wish to set today, bring that to the forefront of your mind. If you do not have your own intention to set, I offer up the intention of just being present. Being present in this room, on your mat, in your body, in this moment. Paying attention to what your body needs, trying to give it exactly that. If it needs you to hold a stretch longer, do so. If it needs you to back off a little bit, do so. Only go to the point of stretch, not to the point of pain. We want to lengthen the muscles, stretch the muscles, maybe strengthen the muscles, but we don't want to cause them pain. To help seal this intention, exhale all your air. Inhale through your nose, fill up. open mouth, exhale, let it go. 1 moment. Feel free to flutter your eyes open, maybe get a sip of water. I need to quickly adjust my music. All right. Come back to the top of your mat. Toe heel your feet together, big toes to touch. Tiny sliver of space in between your heels. My mat is too far forward. There we go. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms up to the sky. So you want to engage the quads to lift them up off your kneecaps. Tuck the tailbone slightly. Pull your navel in and down towards your spine. Reach the arms up high. Reach the crown of your head high. Option for a tricep stretch to bring your palms together above your head, to bend your elbows, bring your thumbs between your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze, tuck the tailbone slightly to protect the low back. Take this gentle back bend. And rise back up. Palms up, fingertips up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to the hearts, through heart center, hinge down towards the earth. So in the forward fold, try to keep your legs fairly straight. Just reach towards the ground. Now, that could be you up here, and that's totally fine. Man, it's still too far forward. Here we go. So you can either be up here or hands on the ground. It doesn't matter. It's still a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Parallel your spine to the ground. Press your palms to your shins with fairly straight arms. Flatten the back, parallel with the earth. Draw your shoulder blades together and down your spine with your gaze down to about 6 inches in front of your mat. Exhale, high plank and hold. Plant your palms, step back to the top of a push-up. Inhale, shift forward onto your toes, and then drop the knees down. You want your wrist directly underneath your shoulders, so that when you bend the elbows, bring the torso forward and down, you bring your ribs to your elbows. Your toes can either stay touching or lifted. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine the heart forward, engage your legs, lift your knees up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Everyone come down to your knees for a moment. So that posture we just did with the knees down, that is a version of a posture called Chaturanga Dandasana. It's a high to mid plank. The knees down is a modification to make it slightly easier. If you feel like you're strong enough to try the full variation, or if you already do the full variation in your practice, feel free. What this is from the high plank, shift forward. We don't lower the knees down and just bring the ribs to the elbows. Then inhale, upward facing dog, same as before. And then exhale, downward facing dog. For those who've been taking my classes for the past couple weeks, you always have the option to take Baby Cobra instead if you need to do something a little less. And you always have the option to skip it altogether. Just hold high plank for a breath and then shift back to down dog. And just wait for the next round of postures. That is a perfectly valid reason. Again, listen to your body. Try to give your body exactly what it needs. So, we're going to flow through our Sun Salutation A 2 more times, moving one breath to one movement. Inhale, look forward from down dog. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift, parallel your spine to the ground. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms up high. This time palms together, elbows bend, bring your thumbs between your shoulder blades, lift your heart up towards the sky. If this is uncomfortable in your body, you can also take cactus arms to bring your arms out so your elbows are in 90-degree bends and just lift the heart up. Inhale, up to center, reach the hands up to the sky, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, parallel the spine to the ground. Exhale, Chaturanga, either on the knees or off it. Lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift the knees back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, parallel your spine to the ground. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep the arms up high. Palms together. Exhale, gentle back bend. Either cactus arms or tricep stretch. Inhale, rise back up. Reach the fingertips up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga, plant your palms, step back. Lower halfway down, either knees up or down, up to you. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine the heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. We're going to do something different for Sun B today, just to change it up a little bit. Inhale, so leave your left heel low. Inhale your right heel up and back. Square your hips to the ground. Flex your right toes toward your face. Engage your right glute, lift your heel up a little bit higher. And then exhale, low lunge, right foot between your hands. And again, always, 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 if you, while you're stepping forward, your foot only stops about halfway, please feel free to grab your ankle and assist it forward. That's totally fine. So, find your low lunge, back heel above the back ball mount, front knee over front ankle. Leave your lower body exactly where it is. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Reach your arms up to the sky. If you need to shorten your stance because you're not feeling as stable or as strong, that's totally fine. And if you're feeling wobbly, you can walk your front foot out a step or two. Give yourself a little bit wider of a stance. Leave the back heel above the back ball mount. Float the front knee over the front ankle. Tuck the tailbone with a slight bend in your back leg. Feel a slight stretch in the front of your left hip flexor. Shoulder blades together and down the back. Gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to tilt the torso forward. Reach the arms behind the back. Palms face one another, fingers wide. It's like you're trying to grab a volleyball behind your back. This is called crescent with airplane arms. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, maybe tilt a little more forward. Bring your pinkies up to the sky a little bit higher. From here, inhale, warrior two. Spiral the back heel down. Blossom open to the left side of the room. Front knee over front ankle. If you were to draw a line from your front foot to the back of the mat, it should intersect with the arch of your back foot. Shoulders over your hips, tuck the tailbone slightly, drive your arms to the front and back space. Inhale. Exhale, extend to side angle, tick-tock forward and down, either forearm to thigh and reach the back hand up, or reach the front arm on the inside of the front leg. If you're reaching on the inside, please feel free to press your arm into the thigh to increase the twist of your heart up towards the sky. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep your front leg nice and bent. Float your front arm up and back, slide your back hand down your leg. You always have the option here to, instead of sliding your hand down the back leg, to bend the elbow and wrap it around your low back for a half bind. Keep your hips and shoulders square to the side of your mat. So this is a side stretch, not a back bend. Inhale and exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel down. You always have the option as you step back to lower it halfway down to keep the right foot lifted. Now this is the version if you are not taking your knees down. You can keep the right foot lifted as you lower your ribs down to your elbows. Then both feet down, tops your feet down. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift the knees up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Second side. Melt the right heel down. Keep the hips square to the earth as much as you can. Inhale your left heel up and back. Flex your left toes towards your face. Engage your left glute. Lift your left heel up a little higher. And exhale, low lunge. Step your foot between your hands. Again, feel free to assist it forward if you need. Try to leave your lower body exactly where it is here. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Reach your arms up to the sky. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward to square your hips to the front of the room. Tuck the tailbone. Float your front knee over front ankle. Again, if you need to shorten your stance, please feel free. Inhale, reach up tall. And exhale, crescent with airplane arms. Tilt the torso forward. Grab this ball of energy or volleyball behind your back. Draw your shoulder blades together and down your spine like you're trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. Engage your shoulders, lift your pinkies up 1 inch higher. Inhale, warrior two, spiral open to the right side of the room. Roll your weight in your back foot to the outer edge of your foot, the knife edge of your foot. Sink your front knee forward and traction slightly to the left pinky toe. Drive your arms to the front and back space as you gaze over your front fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, extend side angle. Tilt forward and down, either forearm to thigh, and reach the back hand up, or reach your front hand for the ground, so you're reaching for both earth and sky. Turn your gaze up past your top fingertips. Relax your shoulders down your back. Leave your front leg where it is as much as you can. Inhale, reverse warrior. Float your front hand up and back. Again, option to either slide your back hand down your leg or take the half bind to wrap it around your low back. Keep your hips and shoulders square to the side. And then exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel down. Reframe your front foot. Step back. and then lower halfway down, either knees up or down, up to you. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. All right, that is our Sun B. So no chair pose this time. We're going to flow through it 2 more times, 1 breath to 1 movement. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, shoulders over hips, reach the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, airplane arms, tilt the torso forward, reach the hands behind the back. Inhale, warrior 2, spiral open to the left side of the room, sink your front knee forward. Exhale, extend the side angle, tick-tock forward and down. Inhale, reverse warrior, float your front hand up and back. And exhale, chaturanga, cartwheel down, step back and lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge, drive it between your hands. Inhale, crescent. Reach the arms up to the sky. Find mountain pose in your upper body. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms. Inhale, warrior 2. Spiral open to the right side of the room, turn your gaze forward. Exhale, extend the side angle, tick-tock forward and down. You'll always have the option to bring forearm to thigh. Inhale, reverse warrior, float your front arm up and back, turn your gaze up high. Exhale, chaturanga, cartwheel down, step back and flow, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 more time through. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent, shoulders over hips, reach your fingertips high. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms. Tilt the torso forward, shoulders down the back. Inhale, warrior 2, spiral the back heel down, blossom open to the left. Exhale, extend the side angle, tick-tock forward and down. Inhale, reverse warrior, float the front hand up and back. And exhale, chaturanga, cartwheel down, step back and flow. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last round. Inhale, left leg up and back. Last side, rather. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Swoop your fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, warrior 2, spiral open to the right. And exhale, extend the side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, chaturanga, cartwheel down, step back, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, drop your knees down, have a seat. Feel free to towel off, get a sip of water. Take a few breaths here. All right. After you've regained your breath, if you lost it, come back to a down dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, float your right leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your hands. Gently set the back knee down. Untuck the back toes. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Place your hands on top of your right thigh. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward to square your hips to the front of the room. Inhale, tuck your tailbone, engage the left glute rather. Exhale, sink your hips forward and down. Feel a stretch in the front of your left hip flexor. Keep the heart lifted and back. The more of a slight back bend you take, the more you'll feel a stretch in the front of your left hip. Inhale up, exhale forward and down. 3 more rounds. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, rise. And exhale down. Inhale, rise back up. Reach the fingertips up to the sky for this kneeling crescent lunge. You do have the option to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee for high crescent lunge. For those still on your knee, you do have the option, if this is too much on your back knee, with the back knee and untucked toes behind you, is to fold your mat up from the side so you have 2 layers of mat underneath your knee. You can always take a folded up hand towel to place underneath your back knee for more padding, like so. You can also, without any extra props or anything, press your shin into the ground of the back leg, with the back leg, to remove some pressure from the knee. So from the high crescent lunge or low crescent or kneeling crescent lunge, arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, tilt your torso forward. Exhale, revolve crescent lunge. Mind the wire of the headset. Hook your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. Now, if you took the high crescent lunge for this and it's a little wobbly and you want to focus on the twist rather than the balance, you can set the back knee down. Either version, inhale, lengthen the spine long. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Try to bring your heart closer to your thumbs by pressing your top hand into the bottom hand and your elbow into your thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Maybe turn your gaze up at the sky. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale, look down. Exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms on the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out to the right edge of your mat and a little forward so your ankle's in front of your knee. If your knee was up, set it down. I personally also scoot my back leg back so my hips are further down to the ground. You have the option to stay here in your palms. You also have the option to come down to your forearms, be it forearms to a block or forearms to the ground. Whatever variation, either palms or forearms down on the ground, let your head relax down. Let the crown of your head dip down to the earth. Option to nod your head yes, shake your head no, to open and close your mouth, release your jaw. One more breath in, and out. Start to come back up to your palms. If you came down to your forearms, set your blocks aside if you used a block. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step your right foot back, high plank. Shift your heels to the left. Shift your weight to your left palm. Inhale your right hand up to the sky. You always have the option to drop the bottom knee down for this modified side plank, or keep one foot in front of the other, or stack your top foot on top of the bottom foot. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders. Your gaze can either be down towards the side wall or up. Inhale, rainbow your hips up a little bit higher. And exhale, chaturanga, punch your right palm. Optional chaturanga, I should say. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Inhale your left leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot between your hands. Gently set the back knee down. Untuck the toes. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Place your hands on top of your left thigh. Whatever variation of hand over hand you had on the right thigh, switch it for this one. So if you had left on top of right, now have right on top of left. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward, square your hips to the front of the mat. Tuck the tailbone, engage the right glute. Inhale, lift your heart up high. Exhale, send your hips forward and down. Keep the heart lifted. Inhale up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more rounds. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale, rise back up. Option to tuck your back toes, lift your back knee to high crescent lunge. You could also be kneeling crescent lunge. From here, exhale, hands to heart center. Tilt your torso forward, inhale. Exhale, revolve crescent lunge. Hook your right elbow on the outside of your left thigh, twisting towards the front knee. Something I forgot to mention on the other side, if the elbow to knee, elbow to thigh connection is not a bit accessible, you can always take an open arm twist instead. Just arms out to a T and twist towards your front leg. As you inhale, lengthen your spine for both open arm twist or revolve crescent. And as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. For those in revolve crescent, either back knee up or down, press your top hand into the bottom hand as you press your elbow into your thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Maybe turn your gaze up high. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale, look down. Exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms in the inside of your front foot. Walk your front foot out to the left edge and up so your ankle's in front of your knee. Maybe walk the back leg back to bring your hips further down. Feel free to stay here on your palms or come down to your forearms, either block or ground. Whichever variation you're taking, let your head hang heavy. Feel a stretch in the front of your right hip, perhaps in the left groin or left hip flexor. This side might feel a little tighter or a little looser than the other side. That's perfectly normal. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale and exhale. Start to come back up to your palms. If you came down to your forearms, tuck your back toes, lift your back knees, step back, high plank. Shift your heels to the right. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders, lift your left arm up. Again, option to drop the bottom knee down for a modified side plank. Option to keep one foot in front of the other or stack your feet. So another option I forgot to offer on the other side is to float the top leg up for more of a challenge. Inhale, rainbow your hips up 1 inch higher. And exhale, plant the left palm. Optional chaturanga and up dog. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Leave your hands there. Find something in front of you that does not move. This could be a light switch. This could be a door hinge. This could be a spot on the wall. Whatever it is. Bring your awareness to it. Bring your focus to it. This is your drishti, your focal point. Try to not take your gaze away from this spot. This will help with your balance in these next couple postures. So we're going to do tree on the right. Bend the right knee. Rotate the right leg out to the right. Start with the ball of your foot on the ground and your heel against your left leg. So hips are square to the front of the room. Let your right knee fall open to the right side of the room. This is still tree pose. If you want a little more, slide your foot up your left leg to your calf. For more still, you can slide your foot up to your inner thigh. Avoid the knee to help protect the knee. Your knee is meant to bend forward and back, not side to side. Find an isometric hold by pressing your right foot into your left leg as much as you're pressing your left leg into your right foot. Shoulders down your back. Couple breaths here. Let your right knee fall open as much as is comfortable. As usual, you also have the option to grow your branches to reach out, to reach up, whatever arm variation you wish to take. Listen to your body. What does it want? What does it need? Two more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your right knee forward. And exhale, set the right foot down. Keep your hands where they are. Shift your weight to your right leg. Bend your left knee. Rotate your left leg out to the left, so your left knee now points to the left. Ball of foot on the ground, heel on your leg. Feel free to stay here. If you want more, slide your foot up to your calf. For more still, float it up to your inner thigh. It's okay if you need to use your hand to assist it up. And then bring your hands back to heart center. Whichever variation you're in, square your hips forward and let the left knee rotate open to the side wall. Once you find your balance, option to once again grow your branches. This could be any arm variation that you can picture in your mind. Remember to listen to your body. Try to give it exactly what it needs. Fine. Maintain the isometric hold by pressing your foot into your leg and leg into your foot. 2 more breaths. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your left knee forward and relax the leg down. Shake all that out. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, make your way back to down dog. Inhale, up dog if you're taking chaturanga. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Stack your shoulders over the hips, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms. Inhale, warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Bump your hips to the back of the room. You're going to let your front hip dip down as the back hip dip comes up. Reach your arms forward to the front space. Tilt your torso forward until you can't reach any further. Then stop. Don't let your torso move from here. Drop the bottom arm down, front arm down. Lift the top arm up. The back arm up, rather. This is triangle pose. You should feel a nice stretch in the medial hamstring, the hamstring closer to the midline of the body. You have the option to turn your head gaze down to the side wall or up towards the sky. Shoulders stacked, hips stacked. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, maybe tilt your hips a little bit further. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, slowly come back up. Rotate your front foot in so your feet are now parallel with one another. Puff up the chest. And then exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Grab as accessible your calves, ankles, feet. Use your biceps to gently pull yourself a little deeper. Inhale. And exhale a little deeper. Last inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, slowly come back up to a stand. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front. Inhale, optional reverse warrior. And then exhale, make your way back to down dog. Second side. Inhale your left leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Float your arms forward and up. And then exhale, maybe your pinkies up the highest yet. Inhale, warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. We're going to bump the hips to the back of the room. Let the front hip dip down, back hip dip up. Reach your arms as far forward as you can. Reach, 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 reach. Until you can't reach any further. And then drop the front arm down. Lift the back arm up. Triangle pose. Your bottom arm lightly rests on your front leg or on the inside. Back hand reaches up to the sky. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, tilt a little bit more. Inhale, rise back up. Rotate the front foot in. Puff up the chest. And then exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Grab as accessible. Gently use your biceps to pull yourself a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge a little more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, arms out to T. Slowly come back up. And then exhale, warrior 2. Optional, reverse warrior. And then exhale, chaturanga. Last chaturanga of class. Make your way back to down dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to high plank, and then lower all the way down to your belly. All right. Slide your hands back so your fingertips are at nipple level. Zip up your legs like one long limb. Chin on the mat. Exhale all your air. Press the tops of your feet into the earth. Engage your legs, lift your knees up. Use just your low back to lift your chest up off the ground. Keep your gaze down about a foot in front of your mat to protect your neck. Exhale. Inhale your chest up 1 inch higher. And exhale, lower right or left ear to the mat. Doesn't matter. Bring your arms to your sides for this belly down shavasana. Just let everything relax down to the ground. Bring your chin back to the mat. Bend your knees. Bring your heels close to your glutes. Capture your feet with the outsides, or feet or ankles with the outsides of your hands. The outsides of your feet or ankles with your hands. There we go. Feet and knees remain hip width distance. Exhale. Inhale, floor bow. Kick your feet into your hands. Lift your chest, lift your thighs. Balance on either your belly or your hip bones, more likely the belly. As you kick into your hands, let your feet float up to the sky. Gazes down to protect the neck. Inhale, lift up a little higher. And exhale, lower. Opposite ear to the mat. Let your arms come down. Legs come down to the ground. One more inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes. Up to tabletop. And then come down to a seat. Extend your legs out long in front of you. So option to grab your strap here. To loop your strap on the bottom of your feet. To bring your straps together, both ends of your strap together. Reach as far forward as you can with with a nice tall seat with one hand, and then clasp that hand with the other hand. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, and exhale, hinge forward, bring your belly closer to your thighs. For those working without the strap, arms up, inhale, and exhale, reach forward and down. Grab what's accessible, your calves, ankles, feet. Use your biceps to gently pull yourself deeper. Now, if this is ever too much in your hamstrings, you can either A, back off a little bit. You can also bend the knees a little bit to remove some stretch from your hamstring and allow your low back to open. Grab what's accessible. As you inhale, lengthen your heart towards your toes. As you exhale, hinge slightly more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, hinge. Inhale, slowly rise back up. So we're going to do a little stretching for the inner thigh muscles. Bend your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall wide. So the more you have your heels close to your groin and hinge forward, you're going to stretch the inner thigh muscles. If your low back is really tight, you can always create a diamond shape with your legs. So your feet are further away from your groin and hinge forward that way. But for the inner thigh muscles, heels close, sit up tall, and hinge forward. You don't need to worry about pressing the elbows down into the thighs. Just hinge forward. You'll feel a good stretch in your inner thigh. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, hinge slightly more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, slowly come back up. Release your legs out long in front of you, and then come on down to your back. Bend your knees, bring your heels close to your glutes. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Let your right knee fall open. So we're doing reclined pigeon or supine figure 4. Grab your left hamstring with both hands. Your right hand will reach between the legs and gently pull your left knee towards your chest. Let your left leg relax and flex your right toes towards your right knee to protect your knee. If you can get your left knee close enough, you can move your hands from your hamstring to your shin. Gently use your biceps to pull your left knee closer to increase the stretch on your right hip. Close your eyes, relax your head on the earth. Just focus your attention on the stretch. Bring your breath to the stretch. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Last inhale and exhale. Gently set the knee back down, or the foot back down rather. Replace your right foot on the ground. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Let your left knee fall open. Grab your right hamstring with both hands and gently pull your right knee towards your chest. Flex your left toes towards your left knee. Let your right leg relax. If you can get your right knee close enough, move your hands to your shin. Use your biceps to gently pull your knee closer to your chest. This side might feel a little tighter or a little looser than the other. This is perfectly normal. 2 more breaths. Last breath in and out. Gently relax both feet back down to the ground. Bring your arms out to a T on the earth. Walk your hips a little to the right, so your hips are closer to the right side of your mat. Float your knees up over your hips, parallel your shins to the ground, and then exhale, supine twist, send your knees to the left. Turn your gaze to the right to complete the twist in your neck. Keep both shoulder blades glued to the ground. It doesn't matter if your knees reach the earth, it's more important to keep your shoulder blades down. 1 more breath in and out. Inhale, float your knees back up over your hips. Bring your toes back down to the earth. Scoot your hips to the left side of your mat. And then float your knees back up. And then exhale, supine twist, send your knees to the right. Maybe turn your gaze to the left to complete the twist in your neck. One more breath in and out. Float your knees back up over your hips. And then toes down, bring your hips back to center. Keep your sacrum, the center of your pelvis, on the ground. Bring your hands to the backs of your thighs, up close to the knees. Widen your knees out, and then pull your knees out and down towards your shoulders, and float your feet up above your feet up above your knees. There we go. This is happy baby. You want to keep the sacrum down on the ground. You can also, if you can keep the sacrum connection, bring your hands to your calves, ankles, or the outsides of your feet with your arms on the inside of your legs. Option to stay here. Option to rock side to side to massage your low back. One more breath in and out. Come back to center. Bring your knees into your chest, feet down towards your glutes. Curl up in the smallest ball you can. Wrap your forearms around your shins, forehead up towards your knees. Inhale, squeeze everything nice and tight. And then exhale, relax. Bring your arms down to your side so the legs go down, feet splay wide. Your hands can either face up to receive a little energy or face down to ground. I also recommend bringing your shoulder blades slightly closer together to create a shelf for your heart. Close your eyes if they aren't already. Just relax here in this corpse pose, Shavasana. You've worked hard for this past hour. Take these next few moments to just relax. For those who can stay, please do. For those who need to move on with the rest of their day, start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists. Draw your right ear to the mat, and then your left. Take a nice long full body stretch. Reach your fingertips for the wall behind you, toes to the wall in front of you. Stretch everything out nice and long. And then float your knees up over your hips and roll onto your right side for fetal position. Use your bottom bicep like a pillow. Allow Shavasana, corpse pose, to mark the end of this chapter of your day, while fetal pose marks the beginning of the next chapter. Use your hands to press yourself up to a seat to face the front. With eyes closed, draw your hands together in front of your heart, thumbs against your sternum. Exhale all your air. Inhale through your nose, fill up. Open mouth, exhale. All yoga practices are designed to bring you into the experience of the present moment, where you are infinite, eternal, and whole. Draw your thumbs up to the point between your eyebrows, connecting your heart to your mind. Inhale, in honor of the practice and to each other, bow forward. Namaste. Alright friends, thank you for coming and joining me for today's class. I'll be teaching on Wednesday and Friday as well. Same time, noon, Central Standard Time. As usual, today is a $10 suggested donation, so if you have that to give, I will be posting my Venmo below. And if Venmo doesn't work for you, reach out to me. We can figure out some other way. I also am doing private yoga lessons where it's a one-on-one conversation and video chat where we create a yoga flow based on your body and its capabilities. That is $30 for an hour. If that is something that you are interested in, please reach out to me. Otherwise, stay safe, stay hydrated, stay healthy, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.